Job interview. It was a sunny day in May when John, a recent graduate, received an email from one of the top consulting firms in the city inviting him for a job interview. John had been looking for a job for months, and this opportunity was a dream come true. He was excited, nervous, and anxious all at the same time. He knew this was his chance to prove himself and land his first job. As he arrived at the company's office, he was greeted by a friendly receptionist who directed him to the interview room. John took a deep breath, entered the room, and was greeted by two interviewers, Mrs. Lee and Mr. Smith. "Good morning, John. Please take a seat," Mrs. Lee said with a warm smile. "Before we start, can you tell us a bit about yourself?" John took a deep breath and began to speak. "Sure. My name is John, and I graduated from the University of Glasgow with a degree in business management. I have completed several internships in the finance and marketing fields, and I am eager to start my career in consulting. I am a hard-working and detail-oriented person who enjoys working in a team environment." Mr. Smith nodded his head. "Thank you, John. Now tell me, what attracted you to our company?" John replied confidently, "I have researched your company and read about the impressive work you have done for some of the leading organizations in the industry. I am particularly impressed by your focus on innovation and the use of cutting-edge technology to solve complex business challenges. I believe this is an environment where I can learn and grow professionally." Mrs. Lee smiled. "That's great to hear, John. Can you tell us about your strengths?" John replied, "My strengths include strong analytical skills, attention to detail, and the ability to work well under pressure. I am a team player who enjoys collaborating with others to achieve a common goal." Mr. Smith leaned forward. "And what about your weaknesses? How do you handle them?" John thought for a moment before replying. "One of my weaknesses is that I tend to overthink things at times. However, I have learned to manage this by setting clear goals and deadlines, which helps me stay focused and productive." Mrs. Lee nodded. "That's a good answer, John. Now, where do you see yourself in 5 years?" John replied with confidence, "In 5 years, I see myself as a successful consultant working with a diverse range of clients and industries. I hope to have developed strong expertise in my field and be able to lead projects and mentor junior team members." Mr. Smith leaned back in his chair. "That's an ambitious goal, John. Can you tell us about a time when you encountered a business challenge? How did you overcome it?" John recalled a time during his internship where he had to work on a project with a tight deadline. During my internship at my previous company, I was tasked with completing a project that had a very tight deadline. Initially, I was overwhelmed by the amount of work and the short time frame. However, I managed to overcome this challenge by prioritizing tasks, communicating effectively with my team members, and working long hours to ensure that the project was completed on time. Mrs. Lee nodded. That's impressive, John. We appreciate your honesty and your ability to work under pressure. Do you have any questions for us? John asked a few questions about the company culture, training opportunities, and the typical career progression for consultants. The interviewers provided detailed answers, and John felt more confident about the company and the role. After the interview, John felt a mix of emotions. He was proud of himself for answering the questions well, but he knew that there were many other candidates who could have performed better than him. He decided to wait patiently for the feedback from the interviewers and continue his job search in the meantime. A few days later, John received an email from the consulting firm inviting him for a second round interview. He was thrilled and prepared extensively for the next round. During the second interview, John was asked more challenging questions and had to complete a case study analysis. The interviewers grilled him on his analytical skills, business acumen, and attention to detail. John felt nervous but kept his cool and applied the knowledge he had learned during his studies and internships. After the interview, John waited anxiously for the outcome. He checked his email every 5 minutes and kept his phone by his side. Finally, he received a call from Mrs. Lee. "Hello, John. I am pleased to inform you that you have been selected for the role of junior consultant. We were impressed with your performance in both interviews and believe that you have the potential to excel in this field." John was over the moon. He thanked Mrs. Lee for the opportunity and promised to work hard and learn as much as he could. He knew that this was just the beginning of his career, and that he had a lot to learn, but he was determined to make the most of this opportunity. On his first day at the consulting firm, John was introduced to his team members and given an overview of the projects he would be working on. He was assigned a mentor who would guide him through his first few months and help him understand the company's processes and culture. John worked hard and proved his worth to the team. He was praised for his attention to detail, strong analytical skills, and ability to work well under pressure. He enjoyed collaborating with his team members and learning from their experiences. Over the next few months, John was given more responsibilities and was involved in several high-profile projects. He was praised by his clients for his professionalism, communication skills, and ability to provide innovative solutions to complex problems. 5 years later, John was no longer a junior consultant. He had been promoted several times and was now a senior consultant, leading a team of consultants and managing high-profile projects. He had developed strong expertise in his field and was respected by his clients and colleagues. Looking back on his journey, John realized that his difficult job interview had been a blessing in disguise. It had pushed him to prepare extensively, develop his skills, and prove his worth to the consulting firm. He was grateful for the opportunity and knew that he had a long and fulfilling career ahead of him. The end. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please do not forget to hit the like button and share it with your friends and family. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to our channel for more content like this. We'll see you in the next one.